Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I am your host. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm so sorry I'm late to the party. Damn. But I made it. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. Okay, guys, so we moved. We moved to a new place. Um, this is why you guys couldn't see me last week, but I'm still setting up this thing, and my StreamYard is literally killing me. I couldn't get signal just now, but I'm here. How are you guys doing? Happy Mother's Day. Miss you guys a lot. It's good to be back. We got some new friends that are following us. Hopefully, you guys can join the show. I forgot to even share the show with our panelists. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just bear with me. Let's see. I know everybody's forgotten me now because I haven't been online for so long. Don't forget me, oh, I'm still here. Okay. Um, so let me share the show with the panelists. Um, I guess copy. I'm gonna put this link in the bio, in the comment section. I said bio. Thank you, Salome. Shout out to Salome. She said Happy Mother's Day. I know it's already Sunday to you. You guys, we're gonna do this live for 1 hour. Okay. I know we usually come here by 8:30 and then we end up starting. I don't know why I'm way in the corner. I want to be in the middle. And it looks like I put myself in the corner. Okay. Sorry about that. Another thing that's going on, I have allergy. So mm, it's going to be like a um, sneezing thing happening in here tonight. But welcome to the show. How are you guys? We're going to do our due diligence. As always, we're going to start at 9 and end this show at 10 o'clock. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. Shout out to all of my new followers. I appreciate you following me. Hopefully, you can find a voice here. Today, we're talking about Mother's Day. And guys, I'm about to sneeze again. I hope I can get through this. Yeah. I have a cold and I'm fighting. What's the thing called? I am fighting um, allergy. So I'm going to share the show and then we're going to get started. I'm going to pin the link in the comment section. You are free to join me. And one person's watching. And oh, yeah, you guys are coming. Let's invite everybody to the party. We're going to share the live to our friends. Everyone, come on, come on, come on. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay. We got one person watching. I'm inviting all of you guys. Okay. Two people watching. And welcome to Let's Start with Miss B. My name is Felicia. I am your host. How are you? Oh man, I feel like I've been away for months. I've only been away for a week, but bear with me. Tonight's show is gonna be something because I'm gonna be sneezing and all of that, but we're gonna make it through for 1 hour. Okay, we got this. So if you're just joining us on this beautiful Saturday evening, we're gonna be talking about Mother's Day. It's good to see you all. That's all you hear right now, right? Mother's Day. Um, and that's all you should be hearing, right? Mothers are very special people. And I'm not saying that because I'm a mom, but I literally believe that mothers are like everything. They are God sent. So let's invite all of our friends. Hi, guys. So I'm literally understanding the whole concept of this Facebook algorithm now. And I promise you, oh man, it's definitely took a lot of learning how to get here. I know a lot of you are practically hanging with your family tonight, probably cooking something delicious for your mommy. But yeah, let's talk about it. So I saw a post about this young lady that she basically says instead of her celebrating her mom and her mother-in-law, she'd rather enjoy the day and pick another day to celebrate them. I wanted to talk about that. What do you guys think? I don't know if I should talk about it, but if you don't want to watch right now on Facebook, we are streaming live on Facebook as well. So welcome to the show, you guys. Um, I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna talk about it. All right. All right, I'm just gonna share the show really quick. I have about 3 minutes to jump into the show. So let's get started. Oh, what's going on with you guys? Damn, I'm gonna share the show. I'm sharing to all the groups. Um, I don't even know where I'm sharing all the show. Yeah, I'm just sharing. Okay, we're gonna share the show all over, wherever, however, any ever. I know people be kicking me out of the group, but we're here. You guys, I was putting my kids to bed, and it was like 7:35 ish. I don't know what happened. Um, when I look at the time after we got done reading the book, and I needed to go. If my makeup looked messed up right now, you guys, these were literally 2 minutes. I was trying to put something. I don't even know where my real makeups are because I said real because, guys, we just move and everything is in boxes. So it's absolutely chaotic here. Last week I could not because I needed to set up my internet. Hey, Ramses Pro, how are you? Welcome. How are you doing? Um, I miss you all, man. Can you guys hear me? Because I am literally hanging by a thread right now. My internet is crazy. My StreamYard is crazy. And, but I made it on here. I was like, no, I cannot not go live tonight. What? I need to go live tonight. So, but we made it here. I'm sharing the show. If you guys are watching, you can share it for me as well. That would be great. Support your girl. I see that we're starting to really get a lot of followers right now. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear me because, man, we just moved. Everything is still in boxes. And I'm going to do a story time about why we moved um, sometimes this week. But I was able to share the show. So now let's jump into it. It is 9 o'clock, 9:01 to be exact. Welcome to Let's Talk with Speed. Let's get one thing straight. Happy, you guys know what I'm about to say. Happy Nurse Week. I know it ended already yesterday. But happy Nurse Week to all of my beautiful nurses, all the ones that are out there doing the right thing, saving lives and healing people with your kindness and sweetness. So just wanted to shout out to you guys. And then the elephant in the room, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a great evening tonight. I know not many of you are going to join because you're doing some beautiful things for your moms or your wives or your in-laws or whoever you're celebrating tonight or tomorrow. Just want to say shout out to you guys. Happy Mother's Day. In honor of this, actually, I was going to talk about something else, but since it's Mother's Day, why would I talk about anything else other than moms? You know, moms are heroes, and we love them. We care for them. We're excited that we have moms. Without moms, I don't know how life would be. So, just want to say shout out to all of our moms and those mentors who are playing mom's figure. For me, man, if I have to post moms tomorrow, dude, I have so many moms in my life that I don't know. I don't want to miss anybody. So I'm just gonna do a wild post and say Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And hopefully your kids are showing just a top bit of all the support that you give them. Oh man, guys, like I said, if my makeup is a mess, I'm sorry. It took me literally 2 minutes to do that makeup. And yeah, we're here. But who need makeup anyways? right? Anyway, let's jump to the topic. The topic tonight says, I was actually gonna rephrase this topic, but I was like, no, let's talk about this one. And then tomorrow we can talk about the other part. It's gonna be kind of heavy, but we'll jump into it. Say, do children have financial obligation toward their parents? Do you think? Before we jump into that, I just want to say shout out to everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss P. My name is Felicia. I am your host. You guys, I woke up. Uh, so recently, I have decided that I needed to do a little bit more posting online. And if you guys have been following along, I think it's been a week now. Some days I can't really make it because my schedule is so crazy. Sometimes I'm at work and I hide in the bathroom to try to do it really quickly. But I think it's really good to stay engaged with you guys throughout the week and just share some scriptures and quotes and things that I look at throughout the week. And I thought that would be nice by sharing it with you guys. I try really hard to make sure that the quotes align with the verses that I'm sharing. So it's done intentionally. If you have been paying attention and you're like, oh, how does it fit together? Definitely um, um, it's something that I want to do more. So I will do my best to do that. I also wanted to do like a morning prayers things in the morning, like when I'm heading to work. But I'm like, I'd be so busy and ready to go that, and once I get in, it's go go. So I don't know if we'll do that soon, but yeah. Uh, Riverside Pro said children have obligation to parents as far as financial. I don't know. Well. Thank you, Salome. Salome said happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Love you. He says, Rivers, I'm gonna pin this one. Oh, yes, sorry, I said children. Well, I hope I'm understanding it right. You're saying children have obligation to parents. As far as financial, we don't know. Mm. Usually, somebody told me I should try to stay neutral, but this show is all about opinions. So how can I host it and still hold my opinions? I don't know. I don't know. So I agree. And hopefully I hope you have time tonight to kind of like quickly jump join me so that way we can kind of discuss this a little bit. I'm trying to understand when you say obligation. Look who's here. Who made it? What happened? Why are you shaking your head?
No, nothing. It's okay though. I mean, anyway.
I've been MIA.
Well,
I've been hustling.
I know.
But it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. River says Pro said he's gonna join us. When did he say? Where is it? Before we jump into the topic, he said children have obligation to parents. As far as financial, I don't know. All right, so I kind of already started. I already shared the show to the best of my abilities, I think. um, but tonight, actually, I was thinking about talking about something else, but I'm like, what good would it be if we don't talk about Mother's Day when it's right in our face, right? Um, and so I was thinking, right before I started this show, my stream, yeah, I started acting crazy. I was like, not again today. Come on. I can't
So, what you want us?
hustle.
You want us to discuss Mother's Day?
Yeah, you said, do children have financial obligation towards their parents? This is of like the prelude into tomorrow, where we start to say thank you to moms and things like that. Like, I think I think most people feel like, especially millennial, I would say, feel like their parents should have prepared themselves for their old age, and they don't feel like they should be obligated. They feel like they should, if they should do it when they're nice, if they want to, right? But it shouldn't be a demand or an obligation for them. Which I would straight out say I disagree. After becoming a mom, no, I disagree. If you had asked me before, I would probably tell you obligated. I don't think so. But now that I'm a mom and understanding everything that goes along with having children and raising them, yes, you are obligated to financially care for your parents if they're not able to. You need to work and figure it out. They raised you to be grown adults. Even if they didn't raise you, just the fact that they brought you here and kept you safe for somebody else to be able to help you, yes, you are obligated. So let me say, I think in some culture and legal system, there may be some level of expectation or legal obligation for children to provide financial support for their parents, particularly in case, so particularly in case where the parents are elderly or unable to support themselves. Yes, yes. I think it's a culture thing. But I also just think in general, you guys, I'm gonna be general tonight. I apologize in advance. My allergy is kicking in. I keep sneezing. My nose is stuffy. So if you hear me talking in my nose, that's why. But yeah, our co-host is here. He's ready.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Fee.
Um,
It's good to be back here again. Tonight for another stimulating discussion as I relate to the topic whether children have financial obligation towards their parents.
yeah,
Well, that's a beautiful question and a very interesting discussion. And you say it seems to be like a prelude to the Mother's Day tomorrow.
yeah,
So, but we need to craft a topic relating to Mother's Day on tomorrow, so we can talk. Who I think we look at who are the mothers, who are really mothers. So,
got
we,
you,
we, we could talk and we'll put something in our brain tomorrow to discuss and talk about who are actually the mothers.
got you. Someone is watching. Shout out cousin Calvin Davis. I think that's how you say your name. He said,
Yeah,
watching.
cousin Calvin Davis. He's watching from Canada here, from in Ottawa, in the capital.
Gotcha.
He's a cousin Calvin David. Yeah, he's cousin Calvin. Uh,
Welcome, cuz.
okay. Yes, I think the question you ask in relation to the topic tonight, whether children have obligation to their parents. But first of all, let's understand the word obligation first.
Yes.
What is considered as obligation? When someone is obliged to do something, that
You don't have
means
a choice. You
yeah,
have
then you don't have a choice. It's a matter of compulsion. It's a matter of must.
yes,
So you say I have the obligation to do this.
yes,
Damn, the word obligation derived from the word oblige. Oblige means you have to. There's no if and ends about it. So you have to do it. A matter of compulsion, force,
yeah.
mandatory. I mean, it's a strong word, you know. It's a strong noun, Oblige is how they call it, is a verb, but when you put it in noun form, obligation, cousin Josiah, yeah, I remember I was speaking English here tonight, right?
I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you,
but
101.
but that has to be, it has to do with something. It seems like no choice. It's a matter of must. So to answer the question
Right.
tonight, I would say yes, and I would say no. It depends the society we find ourselves in.
I'm loving it already.
No, but cousin Josiah tomorrow with
You won't
cousin
stop
Josiah will not
already.
tomorrow. That tomorrow topic, cousin Josiah. We're not talking that one today. That tomorrow.
How about tomorrow, please?
Just go- yeah, but on a serious note,
Yeah.
on a serious note, it's important to note, the word obligation. What are the children should have financial obligation? So must should children be responsible to give their parent money if they, no matter of choice, they should give it. That's the question we should be begging to answer here. But I would take it from two ways. You know, it depends the society we find ourselves in. For us in Africa, for Africa, we believe and we think that no matter what, our children should be obligated to us. They should pay us back for what we did for them.
Right.
So in the setting like Africa, say Liberia as a case
Mhm.
study, yes, because looking at the situation, the condition of the country, or the situation that people find themselves in, some are single mothers. Some of them were born, they were born. Someone who impregnated their mother, they didn't even know because of through rape. Even during the war, a lot of things they did during the war. They impregnated young girls, they raped them, they did all kind of nonsense during the war. And those women were victimized when they have children, oxa, and them they don't even know the father, only because of the atrocities that were committed in the country based on the war. And so
Right.
some of them don't know it. So given no backgrounds, we will say yes. Because some mothers are single parents, they struggle to bring their children out. So when they put you up, when they sell the cold water, they sell the gari, they sell the tea, and they put you up there tomorrow, you graduated from the university and you found a job to do, I think it is your obligation to take care of them based on what they did
Mm.
for you. You may argue, someone will argue, you say, well, you brought me into this world, so you have to take care of me. Yes, they brought you in the world, they took care of you, they did everything for you. Now you are out of college, you are working, you have your home. I think it's time for you to reciprocate.
Mm.
In that setting, that war obligation will hold there. And I think it should happen in that setting. But then come the flip side. Looking at the Western setting, some will say, no, I can't do that. Because from the beginning of day, the people started already. They're
Right.
playing their children's future. And I guess you're doing the same. You get separate accounts for your kids. That even before
Oh
tomorrow, when
yeah.
they grow up, they will see that money there. But where in the past? So for me, I don't want to be running and listening too much. But I think the war obligation will be too strong, or we were strong enough a war. But I think they should be somehow responsible
Hmm.
or somehow obligated, to taking care of their parents financially. Because when the parents are old and they can no longer afford, they no longer working the strength they had during their young age, when they were younger, they no longer have it. They are incapacitated to work. And then you, as a son or the daughter or the child, you are capacitated because they carry you through the process. And they educated you. Now you got a job to do. I think you are somehow obligated to helping them financially. We're not saying take all your money financially and give it to them, all your finances and give it to them. But somehow there's some things they will need that they used to provide for themselves before. They can no longer provide for themselves because they don't have the money. So you give them the money, let it go and buy. So to answer the question before we go into further discussion, I take it from two ways.
Mhm.
from the Western setting and the African setting. In a Western setting, they wouldn't want to do that. But to some it or in my view, they should be somehow obligated to taking care of their parents financially.
Right. So I like how you said it. You said some obligation. I don't know. I feel like so thinking about this topic, when I look at like the African setting, I feel like children automatically assume that responsibility once their parents get older. And then, from that standpoint, when you look at it, even if it's not even your parents or somebody that you know, just because they have some impact in your life, when you get older, you feel some type of financial responsibility to take care of them, right? But when you look at it, and I think when you put financial, everybody think like take your money and give it to them. But it doesn't have to be that way. It could probably be where you're purchasing them some things to give it to them, or they can't afford to pay for some medical bill and things like that, and they need finance to help them. Like in the Western world, I don't care how old you are when you graduate, even if you have a house that you pay off, there's some there are some things that you have to pay on it, right? So what if your retirement you didn't really plan well, and in your retirement you don't have enough to take care of that? So how do you live? Because yeah, you're gonna get social security, but we end up seeing a lot of old people end up working again in their retiring years because they didn't plan well, or they were probably working but not making more, and they were spending all their money taking care of the kids and putting them through college and things like that, or taking out like a mortgage to be able to pay for their school, because it's not everybody that can afford to save money on the side for their children. So if they do the best that they can, or they're able to find resources to help you. I don't know, I just feel like just because that's your parents in general, right? Maybe it's just me. I think you should be somehow obligated to financially take care of them, because one, they brought you into this world. I get it. Somebody else could bring you into the world whatsoever, but that was the channel in which you came to this world. And just being a mom myself and just looking at the process and stuff of things that you go through, taking care of your kids, making sure they're safe, um, and then they just like abandon you. Not, I don't want, maybe abandon is too strong, but like they just don't care, and you're struggling, you're old now, you're struggling, and they're like, I have my own things to think about, sorry, I don't have money. I don't know, like I just feel like you should feel some type of obligation to support your family, your parents. I mean, like biological parents, or even parents that adopted you or took care of you, those people that you consider your parents, you should be some way, in some shape or form, responsible financially for them. And the reason I say that, I know a lot of people think like in the US, people put their elderly parents in nursing home and things like that, right? And they have long-term care and all of that. But do you know, I just recently found this out, almost half of the United States now make it a requirement. It's crazy. Make it a requirement in the law that children are responsible to support the family financially. I was like, wow, that's a big change. So there are a few comments going on right now that I want to look at really quick. Salome said, it is parents' responsibility to provide for their children, and it shouldn't be automatically assumed that the children will financially support their parent in return. Of course, but as a Christian, I kind of disagree with that statement, because the the Bible, I can't really give you a specific verse, but the Bible do urge us to take care of our parents when they're old. And, you know, that's what is assumed. You should automatically know it's kind of like a cycle of life, right? When your parents become old, they become a baby again. When you are a baby, they take care of you and make sure they protect you, that you're safe. When your parents become old, they turn to that newborn baby that you are supposed to care for them. Now, I know some parents don't make it very easy for you, and they want to demand and, make you feel like if you don't do it, or the little you're doing is not much, or they're comparing you with other people as well. I think that's wrong, but you it is automatically assumed that when you take care of your children, that when you grow old, that the cycle of life will continue. They will care for you until they can bury you. So I kind of disagree with that, Salome. I'm sorry. But I feel like I assume, because I'm building the future for my kids. I don't expect them to put me in a mansion or all of that, but I will assume that they will take care of me to the point where I am safe somewhere, where I'm not in a place where someone's abusing me and my children just abandon me and they don't come and see me, which is something that we see a lot happen. But I think the assumption from parents, I don't think that's wrong. I think it's a fair game, because I raise you, I take care of you, I sacrifice everything. If I wasn't doing that, let's just say I birth you, once you reach the age of 18, I leave you alone. And then the rest of my money, I figure it out. I get you through high school. The rest of your college, you figure it out. Now you're an adult. So then my money that I'm going to spend to send you to college, I can save that. So when I'm old, I can take care of myself. So you don't have to worry about that. Would that be fair? I'm just saying, would it be fair? What do you think with
Well,
that whole concept?
and that's the sticky part of the whole thing, right?
Right.
It is parents' responsibility to provide for children. Great, 100% is true. But
Yeah.
from when we
So
stage
you're an adult and know how to care for yourself.
in the Western world, you have to reach the age of 18 and above. Once you above 18, and this is why even the war over, once you're above 18 or 18 and above, they will no longer call you boy or girl. If you committed a crime, they will say that
A
18-year-old
woman.
man, 18-year-old woman. They will not say boy or girl. They will no longer be considered as a juvenile. So at this stage, in the comment from Salome, well, it is the parent's responsibility to provide for children. Yes, I agree. But at what stage? Remember the last time we were talking about parenting here. We said parenting, we said the father is there to protect, to provide, and to discipline. That's the role of the father. The mother is there to want to bring out the child, to nurture the child, to make sure they have food to eat properly. That's the role. So that nurturing part is the responsibility of the parent. The father will provide everything, but the mother should nurture.
Right.
So at the end, in that stage of nurturing, it's your responsibility. Your father must provide ways for you to go to school. They should
Yeah.
protect you from harm, from danger. So if you reach certain stage in life, okay, they say, well, we send you, you want to make an agreement or you don't want to do it. Now you're 18 years now, you can go on your own. So who pays for your college? So you are not working, you are not financially strong. Okay, you're going to take student loan. Great, in the Western world. You will take student loan and then you go to college. But it will fall on you at the end of the day. Come back to your parents.
Yeah.
If your parents have the resources and they decide to pump it in you to make you reach wherever you want to reach, I think you should be obliged to do the same thing to them. For
I agree.
to reciprocate.
Yeah.
But we're looking at it from two ways. In the Western world, for me, I would say yes. In Africa, some people will say be 40 years old living, they say depending on their parents.
I
That
think
the
that's
boss
wrong.
children, that the boss children will say 40 years guarantee.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes.
That's a man.
In Liberia now, you see a 40-year-old man, 35-year-old man still living with a parent in a parent's house. It's still because the
No.
opportunities are not there for them to explore. So they could be able to contribute to their parents' well-being. So you will find out people of that age, 40 years, they calling themselves youth and running around, political parties and other stuff. So you see, it will be difficult in that setting if the man is financially equipped. Yes, but it is not. Like I want to say, I don't want to make it is because stronger of a word being the
Right.
obligation, but I think they should have some level of obligation, responsibility, to
Yeah.
taking care of their parents, financially, because when they were young. So let look the flip side. If you refuse to do that, so at the end of the day, Salome, I guess you didn't go to China on your own volition. Your followers is sponsor you there. I know my brother. He's a big
And
hearted.
he assuming that all his money he should be
Yes,
able to get it in return.
yes,
That's an investment.
yeah. So he's investing in you. So tomorrow when he's old, he no longer able to stand on the pulpit to pastor the church. He no longer able to stand to manage the school. You guys will really manage. So if you go back and start to manage the school, wouldn't you be able to support your parents financially? Is that what you're trying to say? So I'm the uncle who said, I don't think I need to come around. If you can't do it to your father, then I don't think you'll be able to. Uncle said, can I even come around? But the
I think
situation
you're
here,
just saying it shouldn't be assumed.
no,
But I
it's not,
think it should be. It
it's
should be.
not, it's not a matter of basic of assumption. It's the basic of reality.
Yeah. It's
It's
a
not
cycle
assumption.
of life.
It's a two-way street. It's vice versa. You do it for me, I do it for you. So
Yeah.
I'm no longer. You saw that I did all for you, and you reach a certain level. Sorry, Salome. Let me say, you never saw your grandpa, your late Captain Payne, how we used to call him. He said never saw him.
I
That
didn't see him.
we look call you late Captain Payne. Do you know how much he invested in? I'm not even talking about you people, your father, because we were small. They used to beat us. They used to discipline us. But your big sister, like you call your mana Entekolu, you know how much he
Yeah.
invested in her?
That was
Do
a
you
good
know,
investment.
do you know he sent with his meager resources? He sent her on Cottington to study nursing. Do you know that one? So are you trying to say that tomorrow, if your grandfather was still living, peace be to the Ages, he was still living, you want them to say, oh, if you go, oh, my father sent me to Cottington, so she would neglect, she would have never neglected her father. She would have supported his financial, and that's why, because he was not living again, she reciprocated by taking care of some to pay some resources. Saint Tracy and Alison Cottington, she assumed the family role. So today they should also reciprocate to their
Right.
siblings, to their mother. So what we're saying here is, I'm just taking a typical example because I know the family, I came from in a family, I understand about our family life.
Yeah.
So what we're saying here is, Salome, financial obligation, we agree they may have their own, but that's why you need a budget. So you want them to say your parent, they didn't have financial obligation. Oh, because they brought you into the world. We know you have your own financial obligation. It is true. I'm not disputing that. You have your own financial obligation. But again, your parents are no longer capacitated. So because you have your own financial obligation, they're not saying you give them all of your bank account, but give them something that will be able to take care of themselves, support them.
Here's the other one she said. She said, I think financial support,
There should not be
there
anything of
cannot be
mutual.
an agreement.
There should be anything. There should be nothing of mutual understanding.
You just know that when it's kind of like you putting your parents on payroll, right? That's how I like to think about it. You already know that's part of your responsibility that you're supposed to take care of them. You don't have to physically give them the
On the
money.
link, but the link is up here. WhatsApp Pro, you can go there, but he's on the link.
It's in there. I pinned it in there. So, cousin Calvin said,
Oh, he disagree with what? Okay, yeah, go to cousin Calvin.
let's see. He said, the Bible is clear. I think when I said the Bible said that, he was trying to give us an actual reference. Thank you for that. He said the Bible is clear about how we are to treat our parents. The fifth commandment says, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long. And I'm just laughing at the last part because I read this before. He said he gave us Exodus 20, verse 12. He said this commandment, and he said the blessings attached to it are repeated definitely throughout the Old and New Testament. In LIB, we read the Bible upside down. I actually agree with him on that statement. I feel like you will see people say they're Christian, but yet they're not really. I don't know. I don't know why they don't really care about the elderly, the people like those vulnerable people in society. You know, like I don't know. I feel like when I was growing up, there was more compassion for the elderly, but it's like it's going downhill now as things are going on. But I do understand. So let's look at it from this standpoint, right? Let's say I'm the child and I say, you know what? I don't mind taking care of my parents, but they didn't do anything for me when I was growing up. Somebody else did it for me. So I'm not caring for them. Do you think that's okay? Let's see. Let's see. You laughing.
You know, you know,
Uh-huh.
frankly speaking, right?
Yeah.
The thing here is like I saying the war obligated.
Uh-huh.
It seems to be a stronger of a war, but
I wanted to be strong.
yeah, I think, but in my view, there's no way for us to beat and bash about it things here.
Yeah.
The thing here is we for me, I'll say yes, you should be obligated to them financially. We're not saying
Yeah.
you take all your money and give it to them. No, that's not what we're saying. But you should be, because they did it for you now. Why can't you do it for them?
Right.
So you go, so now you are morning child. Oh, I'm the morning child, take care of my family. You think if they had all responsibility, they couldn't take care of it? Or they had to put money into you?
Well, some people will argue like I didn't ask to come to this world. Anyway, welcome to the show, Pro. How are
Yeah,
you?
what's up? Yeah, I don't know, for some reason when I'm on the laptop, I try to use my laptop because my phone be getting dead. When I get on the laptop, I don't know, I can't see like the link
Oh.
on the screen.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, anyway, I found it on the other side. But
Okay.
yeah, that's a great topic. Happy Mother's Day to you, Fee.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow I'll call her. I'm calling her. I tell you what brother tonight.
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, my man Pro, what's up, brother?
Yeah, not bad, man. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
been a
so
while. You have been appeared.
yeah, but I mean, y'all, the last, I think y'all didn't have a show for the last.
No, last week. Yeah, no show
Only
last week.
last week we never had a show.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah, man. Sometimes it work. Only today I'm off, so
No, Fee was she was moving here there, Yana. So, but we
uh,
had it. Jimmy myself, we had it on my page. We had it on my page. Then we had a very
Mm.
stimulating discussion. We're talking about the content meet last week. I tried sharing it on Fee's page, but apparently I no longer have access to those two pages. So she got to reactivate it so I can get access and share it on her page when I'm running live.
What happened? StreamYard be acting up. I don't know.
yeah,
StreamYard.
so yeah, that's a great topic. I was on another show yesterday. They were talking about Mother's Day, and we talked extensively about different kinds of things that mothers go through. But to what you're saying, as far as the financial, I earlier on made a comment about yes, I mean what I meant was children do have obligation to their parents. Yeah,
Mhm.
we have obligation to take care of our parents. But as far as the financial one, I don't know if it becomes when it becomes mandatory, or if you say obligated to, does that include financial, social, economic, health, healthcare and everything to take care of your parents in that form. But what,
Yeah.
okay, so
That's what I'm looking at when I'm saying financially, right? I know some people thinking like give them the money. No,
yeah,
financially it's kind of like if I don't have money to pay for my medical bill, if I can't pay my rent,
Mhm.
if I can't, buy food for myself, that's all falls into, that obligation. I feel like if your parents can, you should be responsible to do it. There is no, who else are they gonna go to?
I I think from what I observed here in the United States,
Mhm.
I think the rules of I think the rules of children and parent um changes because okay, in Africa, when our parents born or they, I remember my mom would tell me, look, say I born you, you don't do nothing for me, your father would say, but I can't say that to my daughter yet. She was looking at me like, because my daughter doesn't feel, yeah, she looking at me like I remember one time her grandmother told her, oh, you go to school when you out of college so you can buy my house. She look at her grandma like, because the first thing that comes to her mind is herself. That's how the thing
Right.
is herself. To after college, to get herself a family, a nice home. Look, I know the guy who like those celebrities, you see the body of parents, homes and other things, but it is not as an obligation as it is in Africa. That's my opinion. Like it is bound
I
like
agree.
your community will frown at you when your mom, your mom sitting there in that old zero and you this and that. But yeah, they got mothers here that the mothers got her own place, her apartment. They so sometimes
Pro, before you continue, let me just bring you to a story quickly. I remember, I think, few time, I think it was early part of this year, there was a trending video on social media, a photo for like an old lady who the people accused of a witch. I mean, they violated her right, which we know. And they said because she
Yeah.
was in the street and then she went, her children, they didn't take care of her, and she was in the street. And then people saw her, they said she was a witch. And at the end of the day, they beat her. She got sick. They carried her to the hospital. Someone from somewhere took care of her to the hospital, and they treated her, but still, she died. I think from internal bleeding, whatever the case, she died. And the news was
That's
that, well,
so
people said
horrible.
she was a witch. Well, how do you determine that she was a witch? But people say, well, she didn't take care of her children. Her children, they didn't take care of her, and all the kind of. I think people neglected their family. They, neglected her for whatever reason. I don't know, but that should not be enough reason that you will neglect your mother in the street. That people will in the community will see her as a witch, and then the quote unquote witch. And they go to beat on her, and then at the end of the day, she have to die. And up to now, those who perpetrated that things against the woman, they go scot-free. You cannot find them wherever part of Liberia they are. You cannot find them. No one can bring them to justice. And she. I mean, so that's the situation I'm trying to talk about. For
yeah.
in Africa or Liberia, it is no if and end about it.
Yep.
Continue, or Pro. I just
Yeah,
have to.
yeah. So yeah, you're right, brother. That old lady business was, already sat in my heart at that time. Uh
Yeah.
the usually like I think I said it before, during my Bible study. And a lot of these, because I got a lot because my church is more diverse, so we got different views from different areas. And and there are a few African American ladies in there that this other lady said the way her mother treated her. Her mother almost caused her, for her to lose her children. She told me, she said, when I go, she said, I don't even have that feeling anymore when it, Thanksgiving. You know how they got their little Thanksgiving and thing, the family say. She said she looked at her mother in a kind of awkward fashion, like, so much resentment that she has. She said she doesn't even trust her children around her mother. I don't know what the details are, but that's all part of the story. And Drew, but in Africa, imagine you telling somebody, I don't want to see my mother. They're like, why are you talking about? I don't care why. So I think when it comes to the Western culture, I think the role, kind of like the obligation, kind of changes. I think people in the United States, they don't feel that obligation that you and myself feel, as African when say we bring our mother. Look, this.
I think it depends on who the community and the people we're talking to, right?
Mhm.
I don't think it's everybody in the United States, because I will tell you, when you look at the Caucasian um community,
Mhm.
they definitely invest in their parents. if you look at the Black African
Wait,
American,
wait, wait. Hold on, Phil. Let me hold you there. They invest in their
uh-huh.
parent or the system invest because I work at nursing home where those children barely come there. They dash their parent at nursing home because their parent work to have saved that money to go to nursing home. Some of them barely go there. You see them once in a month. So when you say
Those
they
are the
invest,
few. Those are a handful. So they have. So yes, there are a group of people within that people that would do that.
Mhm,
But to be really honest with you, I will tell you maybe about 70%
hmm,
of them definitely will invest in it. So let me tell you why they put their parents in nursing home.
mhm,
You understand how the whole schedule is. They have their kids, they have to work, they can't be there physically for their family, right?
mhm,
So in order for them to be able to give them that care and that attention that they need, they
mhm,
will put them in a long care facility. But I promise you, those people visit their family all the time. All the time. There are few of them that don't. And those are the ones when you really read their history and you try to understand how things went, there's a whole lot of family issues that went on down that line. But I'm telling you, majority of the black people in this country, we don't really see them. I mean, you will see them living together, but they don't really financially support their parents. Their
hmm,
parents either are on financial support from the government or things like that. And I'm not saying other races don't do that, but the African and Black American community have that more, like the percentage is higher
mhm,
than those of other race. And I will tell you, I will tell you, the Caucasian family, they
mhm,
definitely care for for their elderly, even though they're in nursing home. But you'll see them come. I remember when I was in school, while we were trying to do clinicals,
mhm,
when you that they will send you to the nursing home to go do, your clinicals there. Every Sunday you'll see them. These old people that have Alzheimer's and things, they are waiting for that time, like they get carried away by the mood or whatever the temperature or the hour is, whatever is going on in that moment, right? So they know when it's 12 o'clock what's happening. Their daughter or their son's coming to go take them to wash their hair, do their nails, take them to lunch. These people wait for this thing around clockwise. I'm not saying they're perfect with it. There are a group within them that may not do it right. But I tell you, majority of them, they definitely care for their elderly. But when it comes to our black people, it's always that resentment. My mom didn't do it for me. Why should I do it? She didn't help me. Why should I do it? The system will help her. We see, I hate to make it like this way, but
mhm,
definitely within the US, I know the culture make it that way. But before you join on River Says Pro, I was just saying, I
mhm,
was shocked to find out that around the United States,
mhm.
almost half of the 50 states now is requiring children to be financially responsible for their elderly parents. It's so shocking. Let me find this stuff right now. It's like I was like, wow, I didn't know that because we all have this thing where it's like, oh, the U.S. culture is we put our family in nursing home. I think it's better for the parents to be in nursing home where they have 24-hour care if the kids are not able to be there physically and care for them. They're paying for it. Like I remember I talked to someone about I was gonna bring someone who talk about um saving for your kids and yourself,
Mhm.
this whole life insurance stuff, they have extended one. And I'm not a sport person for them, but there's this umbrella where a lot of our black people don't understand that when you're in the US, life insurance don't get charged for they don't charge you taxes on that, right?
Mhm.
So what most of the white people do or the rich people do, right?
Mhm.
They put life insurance on themselves and their children.
Yeah.
This is like a secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
Under there is also a savings account with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you see as the kids grow, the money is growing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not getting charged taxes.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, there are some people that have one-on-one, where in the nursing home, one-on-one, you can pay somebody to come take care of your mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't afford that. But because of that life insurance and the umbrella that is under, the kids are managing that, and then that money, that's what they're using to pay for their family to be in nursing home. So there's a whole lot of things that they do to make that cycle. It's not that the kids are the one paying for it, but because the parents set it up and now the children are managing it, and that's a benefit that they can use. Sometimes people use it, and it's better for you to use it. They're getting long-term care. So I don't know. I feel like our Black community in the US are the one who's making the culture that way.
Uh,
And like what you just said, like your daughter look at her grandma, it's because it's not the norm, it's not a culture norm. When she go out there, all she's learning is work, get you a house. It's all about me. It's like a me culture. Other than back home, you will see our parents will start introducing, oh, when you grow up, what you want to be?
mm-hmm.
Oh, what you buy for me? It starts at a very young age. You start to put it in their mind. So when we grow up, we automatically assume, you
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
need to buy my mom car or I need to build my mom house. So I just feel like it's not a culture norm. That's why. But I don't know.
I think before you come, I think I kind of little bit I kind of a little bit disagree slightly when it comes
Uh-huh.
to as far as the so when I was it was years by 2008
Uh-huh.
2008, yeah, you know what, because my college here, Milwaukee area technical college, they were trying to I wanted to do LPN, so CNA was a requirement. But
Yeah.
where I worked was, yeah, so my first time, and the people just got me in there. I don't even know how I got there. There's a top-notch place. That's where all those rich white people in this state, that's where they take their people. But then the thing is, Fee, uh
Uh-huh.
you have to understand too, though.
Yeah.
Look at the percentage. Let's talk in terms of percentage. How many the nursing home I was, only two blacks were there on my floor. And I bet on our whole floor, the ratio of blacks to white parents at that nursing home were probably like maybe two to maybe either 1 or 2 to 10. For every 10 white, there's 1 or 2 black. So that's the one you used to see. So now, because I mean, and that's the one I used to see, because some of them come in, they're playing with their, some of the people they got Alzheimer's, they don't even remember their own children, but they come there and play with it. So that's the one I'm used to see. Oh, the white people care. Maybe there's one black man. Maybe I mean his daughter used to come there once in a while. And I used to be thinking about, yeah, I mean, he must be a rich black man, to be in this place. Oh, seriously, that place was a top-notch place. Yeah, they had dialysis, they had everything in that one building. So, his daughter used to come there. I didn't really talk to her, but she would come in there and take care, talk to other people, talk to her dad, but I found out he was an ex-military. But my point is, I
Mhm.
think I think we have that mind that the white people take mocha, because that's what we are used to seeing. Fee, that I mean, especially in the nursing home. If I'm looking at it from that point of view, I see more white people come to visit their thing. But then when I flip it around too, though, when I flip it around, let me bring
Mhm.
in. I don't know if they do it for namesake or for, but you will look on BET. You look, oh, Beyonce bought her mother a $1 million house. You see more blacks, or maybe the white people don't put it out there. But when I
No, they
see,
don't.
okay, maybe that's the perception, because I will see Shaquille O'Neal, I will see all these top people, they buy their mother. So I'm like, so now I have to believe that black people spend more and take care of their parents than white people, because I see a lot of white people in nursing home and I don't see a lot of black people. So my thing is, well, maybe the black people prefer taking care of their mothers or their father at home, you know, when they're
No, no. So you got to look at the national, and I agree with what you're saying, right? The You have to look at us as black people, right? We love to show off. That's like our culture thing is embedded in us as black people. When we have it, we want to flaunt it. If we do it, we want people to recognize that we did it. I'm not saying the white people, they don't have people within their culture that do it as well. But in my opinion, I feel like as black people, even if we have money, we want people to know that we have money. You know, that's like a thing for us. Even if we don't have it, we want somebody to know that we can wear the next Jordans or we can drive the next car. But yeah, we can't even pay our rent. That's like something that's our culture, that's embedded in us, you know. So but it's not that, but I want you to know something, right? Nursing home is not cheap. It's not cheap, it's expensive. So most black people can't even afford it. You will see they will be on Section 8. And there's nothing wrong with that if your parents need that, right? They're on Section 8 and their kids, they have the food stamp and things. I'm not saying Caucasian, other people are not on it, but for the sake of this argument, I'm just saying that you'll see the reason you don't see a lot of black people in nursing home is not so much that
they are taking care of their parents.
they're taking care of them. It's not that. It's the fact that to be in nursing home, it costs a lot. It's expensive because you have to pay for room and board. You have to pay for food. You have to pay for the person that's coming to take care of you. And also, like I just explained to you, some of those people in nursing home, they're using their life insurance that have a savings account that comes with long-term care. So that's part of the benefits for them to be able to go into that. So if you see that, it's not because, and if you see one or two black people in there, they're hip. They did the work from a very long time, and now they can't. All their kids have money that they can afford. They're not able to physically be home with them to take care of them. How many? So I used to take public transportation, right? During the winter, it's the worst time to be on it because I feel so bad. It was the only way for me to commute to DC because I don't want to drive to DC. When you get on the bus, the amount of black people, old people in the winter struggling, trying to get a next bus to the next, and they're, oh, it's so cold. And I'm like, wow, like, why would you let your mom, be in the cold? Even though we don't understand what the situation is, if they have kids or they don't have kids, but it just makes you think, like, don't you have children? Especially me coming from Africa, I'm like, don't you have kids? Why are they not taking care of you? I'm sorry, my allergy was a kicking. Like, don't you have kids? Why are they not taking care of you? But, we all have this perception that the black people are taking care of their family. The reality is they can't afford nursing home. It's expensive. Unless if the government is willing to help them stay in Section 8 and send in one or two people to come help home health aid to help make up their bed. And then they use the government public transportation for somebody to help them go get medication or go for their appointments. But we need to understand nursing home is not cheap. It's expensive. So if somebody is in there.
So let's. I mean, I'm following the discussion quite well as it relates to the obligation aspect of children towards their parents. And we are answering the question. Yes, we just try to narrow it down from different societal point of view. From Western world and in Africa, especially Liberia, the case study where we come from. And I think. And he said it because some of them they Probably is expensive in the Western world to do that. It's very, very much expensive. And but when we come to the obligatory aspect of financial obligation
Mhm.
towards parents, for us in Africa, we see it as a key responsibility on us that we have to do because our parents did it for us, so we need to reciprocate. Back home, there is no social, security plans, the
Yeah.
savings that you do, that will help your parents tomorrow and help you tomorrow too as well. Unlike in the Western world, the United States, a typical example of fee is setting, those provisions are there that you will be able to do those things. So tomorrow, when you retire, that same money will take you all to next home if you no longer capacity there to work. The value that the same money will put you on what we call the EI, you be getting social security, social insurance benefit. So all of these things are what happen. But being obligated towards your parents, for
Mhm.
me, it is not an if and end about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, where how you want to do it, we don't care about that. But your parents are your parents. Their financial obligation towards them is no matter of choice. It's a matter of things, something that you have to do. Yes, you're going to discuss it with your wife or your husband, but at the end of the day, both of you got to understand it that you have to take care of your family, your parents financially. If your parents, they cannot afford a home,
Mhm.
will you allow them to be in the street?
No.
Only because you say you are not obligated or you don't want to be obligated on that. I don't know. I don't think you want to see your parents. It breaks my heart, and I got too pissed up. And when I saw that video on the social media trending, that an old lady was beaten because she felt neglected by her parent, and then community people took her to be witchcraft, and they
Mhm.
beat her until she died when she was rushed to the hospital.
Mhm.
So those kind of inhumane treatment against people, especially against the seniors. So I mean, if the children actually did that, I think the Bible or the God will not even have mercy on them too as well. Somebody, your children, gonna do it. So you know, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Because the blessing they're talking about, you want a blessing the Father, you got to continue it with your parents. So you got to do something for them. Because let come on the other side of that.
Mhm.
If you didn't take care of your parents, tomorrow, if your children doing it to you, will you complain? You will not want to complain.
True.
You will not
Right.
want to complain. So in our society in Liberia, it's matter of must. We have to use it. We're not taking all our bank account because they get a UBA, they get an Echo Bank, they get an LBDI, they get all the funny, other crazy funny banks there. You're not taking your bank account monthly money to deposit it in another account for them, but to meet their daily needs, things that they will need at the time, you will be
Right.
there for them. Somebody was telling me today, they call me, it's a good friend of mine. They call me and we're just discussing something, right?
Mhm.
And this person has a very, very, very good, he got a very good job. But imagine his mother was sick,
Mhm.
and the person is a good friend of mine from a workmate. I call him my brother.
Thank you.
Can you
Oh,
imagine this? God said, someone said his mother was sick, and then he just said, "Oh, no, send mobile money to his sister, $10." He said, "Just carry the woman to the." I mean, what $10 can do to treat an elderly woman in her maybe late 70s?
wow.
So these are things that happen. We are obliged to taking care of our family members, our
So
parents. It
so
is. It is. I'm not talking about siblings. Nobody want to bring siblings in there.
Yeah, no, no, no siblings.
It's our obligation.
so
We
so
must do them.
so Drew and Fee. Okay, so let's look at, let me make it a little bit extensive. So
Yeah.
let's look at the role. I don't want to say parent. Let me stick to mother since we're on Mother Day. So, or maybe our general, maybe I'll throw a little whole parents there. But then look at the role of relationship and our mother. So there was a situation where the guy mom lay for them, and the lady mom live in the same house.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
disaster.
yeah, a complete package, like a whole package.
That's a
So
disaster.
you know how it is, Fee. The woman tell her son something, the other, yeah, oh, she's making it great. So I just want to ask this. So when it comes to we and the wife, you and the hubby, when getting gift, say Mother's Day, like how does it work? Do you because I don't want to get my mom an envelope, then my wife buy her mom a car. I'm just saying. Then, then I look like the I look. Oh, why your son got you? Then the woman, she was something. So how should
Yes,
we?
yes. Senator Fish, you Senator me. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
So how do we go about that? Should we discuss how what mother they gave or because what I want to give my mother, I think it should be a secret. Or should I discuss it with her? Be like, hey, what you getting your mom? Hey, let's make sure we be on the same footing so we don't get things messed up. How does it? I mean, how do we do that, guys?
I think that is a crucial thing.
It is. That's
But
scary.
it depends. It depends the someone say rapport between you and your wife, right?
Right.
It depends, the communication channel between you and your wife, how you handle it, blah 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 or whatever, or you and your husband. Look, I think it's simple. Your mom is there, her mom is there,
Yeah.
and you don't want to go buy a gift for your mom that will be more valuable as compared to gifts you're going to buy for her mom. So in that case, the best thing to certify the both for them and certify the both for you. Look, honey, tomorrow is Mother's Day. Well, this time is Mother's Day. What are we doing for our mothers? Let it be because you are going to because my wife mother is my mother. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Traditionally,
Yep.
from where we come from, right?
Yeah.
So what you gonna do is say, look, sweetheart, come. Listen here, I think tomorrow is Mother's Day or Mother's Day is come. So what are we doing for the woman? And then before you agree to it, and say, look, if we buy one suit for them, if you buy a suit for her, but it will be with a different color. It must be of the same value.
Made a look like twin. Okay.
Because the thing here is, you don't want for one person to feel bad. You don't want your wife or your husband to feel bad. That his mother got less expensive gift as compared to your mother. So that's a win-win thing. The both of you there should determine it.
Okay.
Instead of somebody say, okay, you buy for your mom, I buy for mama. No. Better still, if you can come up with, okay, I buy for your mom, you buy for mama. But I would think it will be something that you sit down together and understand. You say, look, you're cool and buy the same equal number of gift. Or you say, okay, we're going to take $100 each. You take $100, take $100, I buy gift for my mom. You take $100, you buy gift for your mom. If you go buy something that is not $100 value, that one is not my responsibility again. But the idea we have allocated $100 each for the both of them. So I think it will be good for both of you to understand it, talk together, reason together before making that move.
Okay, Fee.
I'm just sitting here thinking, how did they agree to get both of their parents in the house? That's chaos. I'm sorry.
It was terrible, man. That's my own auntie. I saw it firsthand. They were, whoo.
No,
you don't
but
want to know what happened there.
That is not common, and it is not just really common in our society, in our setting, especially in Africa. Though we believe in an extended family system, which we believe in as African, as Liberians, we believe in an extended family system. But come to the part where the mother and the two in-laws will be in the house, it happens if for every 10 family you will see one person in one family or two family doing that.
Yeah.
But if you notice that in the Indian community,
They do it.
People do that.
Yeah, they do a lot.
Yeah.
Those people do that.
One of them came on medical. One of them didn't really want to stay, but I think the godmother, she had a foot problem, and both of them were like the guy. I mean, the good working. I think one of them is a surgical tech, and they are like, in the nursing field. Both of them are, they make good money. So I think the godmother came. She had a foot problem. So he sent for his mother, I think, on medical grounds. So she was supposed to go back. So it's not like the both of them were actually living here.
Okay.
Yes.
Whew. Okay, because the reason I'm saying I'm like that's gonna cause trauma in that marriage because I'm just thinking about the other mom just thinking, oh, the daughter's not treating my sons right, or this one, just all the other extra stuff. That's what I'm just thinking about. But to answer your
I don't
question,
think it's advisable. But like I said,
yeah,
in our setting, it's not commonly formed there. In our
yeah.
setting. But I don't think it's
And I think if your
advisable.
parents are there temporarily, that's fine. I can accept that. But for it to be long term, no.
But
But to answer,
your parent will be taking care of your kid, her grandchildren too, though.
See, that's the thing.
I
Because those two
understand
people,
that, but
before you come in, those two people, just like Andrew said, those two people, I mean, I don't know about you, but look, those two people, they were too competitive to be husband and wife. When a woman going for this degree, yeah, they were too like the whole house. You go to the people house, you can't even eat noodles. Nobody cook there. The woman is just competitive. Oh yeah, I'm telling you. So the grandmother were basically the one that taking care of the children. Yeah, go ahead.
whoa, wow. Okay. But to answer your question, I agree with everything that Andrew said, but I will add, I will approach it differently. I think the husband and the wife should have a conversation.
Mhm.
The wife should be the only one going to go purchase the gift
Hmm.
for both of those ladies. It's coming from the household. So if she's buying them perfume, that's it. It's coming from us. Here's your Mother's Day gift, not
But be
separate gift.
caution, be caution. It should be of the
Mhm.
same value.
Of course, but I just think the men shouldn't say, "You take 100, I go buy for my
But
mom."
for example, let me
No.
use my man Andrew. Why if Andrew mother really wants something for his own hand? Our old man and like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I'm
Like,
sorry. I'm sorry, mom, but in this household, if whatever you want, the wife is the one who purchased it in our household. So we're both, she's gonna go buy it. It's the same, and we're gonna give it to you together, sitting, both of us sitting there, and we're gonna say, "Mom, happy Mother's Day. Here it is." Because I feel like you taking 100, I taking 100. If I get to the store,
mm-hmm.
plan's gonna change.
Yep,
I don't care whoever is doing it. You are thinking about your mom. You're gonna buy something else.
yep,
So guess what? Wife, you're in charge to buy the mothers their gifts.
yeah.
Husband, you're in charge to buy the wife gifts. Period. Finish.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's a good recommendation, though. I mean, a woman doing everything. I think it comes.
The woman too. It's the same way I feel like it's kind of like I hate to do this, but it's like let's say you have a child and a stepchild's in the house. It's kind of
Mhm,
like the same, right?
mhm.
So was the mom the one going to go buy the gifts for the stepchild or the dad? you know,
Hmm. Yeah, that's another.
that's a sticky situation, right?
Yeah.
So whoever is the one who's in,
Well, if we go on to that, even though our topic is not what we
yeah.
reflect on each of the step, little children. I mean, the thing here is we've said it on parenting before.
Mhm.
The father is to provide, protect, and discipline. The mother there is to nurture, to take care of the
Follow me and I
well-being.
drop a bomb again for you.
First, let me say, it is very important to decide how to use their financial resources of freedom.
Yes, let me drop a bomb for you
Follow me,
today.
stop
She
flipping. Follow me.
she
Another time
she
you say
make it
you
sweet and she take it out. She's a sour patch kid. She make
come
it sweet and
on.
sour.
I'm waiting for the transfer, Salome. And so, I was saying, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
In a home, the mother is responsible. So whether it's stepped or foster or what kind of mother, that mother is the mother. Father provide, for the children through the mother, and the mother goes and buys whatever she wants to buy for the children. That will be okay for them. With all pick and choosing,
But let's say I'm the
that's
stepchild. I come to you, I said, Dad, she doesn't buy us the fair things. And it's not fair. I want you to buy me a gift for my birthday, not her.
so we'll take another time to go further on that
I know.
on step parenting.
So while we're on this topic,
how it
right?
works.
I was just thinking, even though we says I agree, kids should assume the role and be responsible. How do we so let's talk about absent parents, right? The ones that are absent and then all of a sudden when you're doing well, they want to share the glory. And then finally,
But
well, I shouldn't say finally, God forbid something happened. But legal, we know that's your parents, but they were absent. They didn't really nurture or take care of you because
but
on
but
this
but but,
argument we
but,
said they should take
but we
care of you.
should investigate what caused it to be absent in our lives.
Right.
Was it something normal for us? Let's take an example during the war. Some of us were far younger, were picking them, we call ourselves picking them. We were growing up during the war. We knew very well our parents were not working because of war. And we had to go in exile with our bigger brothers. And practically my high school education, my junior high school education was like based on Big Brother. When exile, well, we had no man empire, Big Brother left on Ghana, and we were like all passing around, with two other people until we were all get educated, got high school education. And they were not there at that time.
Mhm.
And when I returned, they decided to do. So we're in a situation they could not afford to do it. So we must investigate the circumstances that caused them not to be in your life. Because we should not just, cast a dark cloud on them and say, oh, because they were not in our life. What are the conditions then that caused them not to be in our life? Were they working, affording, they have opportunity to they have money, they have opportunity, and they didn't you benefit from the opportunity. So parents who are not in it, who are not in the presence of children, we
Mhm.
should investigate what caused them to not be into it. Because we should not just jump to a conclusion and say, well, yeah, don't support the parent. No. Then I will be here. I will not be doing justice to myself.
Yeah, while we're talking about absentee parent, which kind of fall in the same category, I want to throw in adoption there too. Let's just consider
Right.
adopt there. So I got a my co-worker. I always love to use like real life example. So he's like 20. He's probably in his middle 20s. Probably. So he was put up for adoption. I even heard, I think Halle Berry, somebody was telling me that she was 50 before she even knew she was, I think, one of those celebrities. And it's prevalent, not
It
just,
happens a lot in the
yeah,
US. Yeah.
yeah. So the guy, after he found out, but there were two of them, he and his sister, but his sister did not, at least he got a job, he went to college, but his sister was not fortunate. She went into drugs, teenage pregnancy, and things. So when he found out, he kind of confronted his mom, like, Mom, what's up? Why, why you had to do, he had a one. He said at first he grew that resentment against her, when they, he didn't want to be, but then he decided, what, I'm gonna confront my fear. How do you call it? That exposure therapy. He said, I will go to her and talk to her. Why? And then his mother told him a lot of things that she was, like you were saying, that she could not, the situation she was in. And then he kept telling his mom, but Mom, I mean, you have food, you have a lot of things. You Section A, you have a lot of things to still keep him. That you got no excuse. But then he said he kind of not, so he started going there gradually, try to be, talk to her and thing. So guys, when it's in that situation, if you look at the adopter, I mean, where does loyalty lies, or where do you, Mother Day is coming now? You got two people, you got one that really took care of you, you were giving up for adoption. Technically, sometimes some people don't know till they die. So, but I don't know how he found out, maybe through his sister after things didn't go right. So in that situation, who, I mean, the one that took care of you, the adopted one, I mean, the adopted parent, and the biological mother that were in some situation where she could not maybe afford to cater to you, and she gave you up. Where does loyalty lies, guys? Where do you mother this coming? You want to throw your best gift? Who do you give it to? The adopted or the biological?
Oh man, do you
Well, let me just say,
Mhm.
it's I mean, it's something hard to do. But like I said earlier, right? When it comes to the issue of the adoption, we need to investigate, like you said, the practical example you gave, real life story.
Yeah.
You need to investigate what led her to send her children or send you up for adoption.
Mhm.
Because circumstances could be into it. I
Right.
will always go back home to my country, Liberia, because there where I know a lot of things that happened during the war. People got raped and got impregnated by unknown men.
Mhm.
That mother became, a single mother that could not even she was in a teenage. I know a lot of people that were in a teenager
Mhm.
at 14, 15 years old, rape, have children by rebels. Some of the rebels go on the war front and die there. That
know?
mother bear that pain, took that child, bear you through 9 months, and I mean you back here today. But she's not capacitated. She's still small. She don't even have that brain to go to school more, and she begins traumatized. What do you expect her to do? And she says, "Look, I can take care of this child. Yes, my church organization. Then the Children of Hope Orphanage currently is on the Rawasi Highway in Dwazon Belt. They used to be on the old road around the Kalano Belt. Coho. One of the missions, Christ Victory International Mission, took some children who parents who were born into this world because their parents were raped, and the church took them in as orphan. They went there and brought them there. The mother turned their back, they go somewhere else. They didn't do it of their own volition. They didn't do it because they wanted to, because they was incapacitated. Socially, they were not there. Financially, they were not there. Educationally, they were not there. What you expect them to do? And you send them for an adoption? Yes. So what's going to happen in this case? If you do the investigation and you find out this were some of the reasons why they were adopted, then you play your card. I understand my parent or my mother didn't want to do that to me. But because of the condition I have understood, I could still take up my mother. Yes, this person is my foster mother, but yet I will still give her the gift that she deserves. Your mother is your mother. Despite she send you to the orphanage for the adoption, but it doesn't negate the fact that she bore you into this world.
Mhm.
So I mean, there isn't an excuse on that. But you got to do due diligence. You got to do your investigation to find out. Because you there, you understand a lot of atrocity that was committed against women and children during the war in Liberia.
True. True.
And some of them were being victimized today. And because of that, what do you expect? You don't expect anything. I know a child today through the same orphanage. He was in my church, brother. He was the drummer of my church.
Mm.
Peace be to it, actually. We went on a conference from across the Slow River sometime. We were on our way coming back. The car had accident.
Mm.
Yeah, God, glory to God. I survived the accident. And my friend died.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
But his girlfriend was pregnant with that little child. She was pregnant. the child was adopted by the church. He was born, and today his child is in the US there to adopted parents. So when that history is given tomorrow, you think they will not do it? There's a lot of children that we know about that were even adopted and they are in the US based on the condition and circumstances of their mother. The reason why you keep seeing looking about mothers is because I'm so passionate about women issues. So I will not be there and say someone be doing bad with me, disgracing their causing there, and this why I don't follow people who sit on the social media and start to insult women on social media. I don't follow them. So you should investigate the circumstances that led or the conditions that caused them to send you in the adoption home before you conclude. If you don't do that and you yesterday conclude, oh, my mother, and you think, look, mind you got to be careful. That's a hint.
True.
Wow. I always go back to before I had children, I probably wouldn't sound like this. I probably would say, I don't understand why would somebody even do that. But I think a lot of us nowadays, especially modern society, I always go back to that because I think because we see children are born all the time, it's just like it's okay, like that's normal. This person pregnant, you just expect the baby to be born. But when you work in a hospital and you look at people being very vulnerable, you start to realize the closest you'll ever be to death is being pregnant. It's the closest. Because every organ within you, you're sharing it. Somebody is living life on it. Like, I don't know why people don't see that so miraculous. Like, it's taken so for granted. And everybody just expect when they're pregnant, they're going to go to the hospital. They'll walk right out with the baby and hold that baby in their hand and just move around. I feel like every time a woman gives birth, she should literally pray to God for a good month for surviving and living, But
Yeah.
going to your question, I don't think you can't really measure a gift for your mom or adopted parents. I think everybody equally should be giving certain gift, because one, I'm guilty. I'm gonna say there were some things in my life that I was mad about with my mom, and for a long time I was like, I was angry
Because you something to me.
as a teenager, But as you get older and you start to look at life in a different spectrum, like you look at things differently, you look at life, you can't be mad. Just the fact that somebody didn't abort you. Just the fact that person, no matter what, even though they have every right to do it if they were raped or, unwillingly, but just the fact that that individual decided, you know what, I'm keeping this baby. No matter what, if it's rock, we'll eat. And then when you came out, the person realized, like, man, I cannot. If this child stay with me, they're going to die. I think adopted children, and it's not every case, right? Some people have different stories. But in a case where it's like your mom willingly give you all for adoption because she can't afford or do certain things, you should be grateful because she was actually thinking about your safety.
But Theo, before you continue, yeah, you made a good point. Do you think the system facilitates? I know, it's a lot of emotional story concerning, like you said, every cases are different. But do you think the system facilitates it? Like, okay, you from Liberia, I mean, adoption is rare. I mean, they can, you know how they gave us to our when they give us all, it's like our relative. Like me,
Yeah.
in rural Essex County, I was there for a little while. I came to Moroville. The only thing I even more was Bassa, you know. Then later on, you know, I pick up. Yeah, that's kind of like, but you know, adoption itself to a whole new family, unknown people is. Do you think the system here facilitated? Why, if the system was not here to facilitate that process, that whole process of adoption as Liberia, do you think it will be prevalent in this society? Do you, or people will say, you know what? I don't care what happened, what situation, why it is, like our mothers in Liberia, I will take care of my child. Even if I get one green or red, he and myself will eat it. Do you think the system facilitates I mean, especially the adoption program?
The system,
And
the
people
system,
and then
uh-huh.
people use it. Yeah, do you think the system kind of facilitate? And there are, now I won't say, I don't want to generalize, but there are few people who abuse it. Do you think
There
so?
are a few people who abuse it,
Mm,
but the little that I know about adoption in the US where the system facilitated
mm,
is either the child is in danger, the
mhm,
parent is a drug user,
mhm,
or like they're harm to themselves. So when women are pregnant in the US, when you go to your OBGYN for checkup,
mhm,
they're trying to find out all of these things. How is your living condition? Do you feel safe? You know, there's a whole lot of things that go through that. And I'm glad that there's a system in the US that facilitate that because they give you options
mhm,
to say if you're not able to properly take care of this child,
mhm.
somebody else is willing to do that, you know. Unfortunately, back home, we don't have those type of system, but we still see like people, children get abused, and most of those transfer where kids are going to different family members,
Mhm.
they're getting raped. You know, there's a whole lot of dark side to that where it's not really protected.
Yeah.
But in the US, the ones that I know that the government or the system facilitate is probably when the kids are like in danger. Like child service has to get involved where now they want to find like a family to send you to. Sometimes the system doesn't really do a good job really finding you these people. There are people who hide because they get these benefits
Yep. Yep.
and then
Yep.
children goes to them. It's a whole process and a whole different world. So, you know, I think if the system didn't facilitate it, as much as we think in Africa is a good transfer and is good, I don't think it is because sometimes children go there, they get mistreated. Someone in the house, like the family the kids are coming to, they're not really properly taking care of them, like as if it were their own. Children are being molested and the kids have to keep it quiet, you know, like sometimes they don't send the kids to school. Like there's just a lot of maltreatment that happen. So either way, I don't know. I feel like it might be the same. It's just because overall sometimes we are built like to persevere back home. So we tend to like just hold on to hope and pray. And sometimes you'll have a nice neighbor that will want to help you. And, you know, so you have those in place. But something I always tell myself, God always protects the innocents, right? So I feel like that's how most of the, if we want to call it adoption in Africa, where kids goes to a family member here and there, I think God really protects those children. There are some people who are really, really nice and would generally take care of the children. But for me, in my opinion, based on my own personal experience and things I've seen and heard, I feel like back in Africa, it's not really the good thing where kids are going to different family members because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're not safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Fee. Let me just let me just let me disagree and have a little counter to it, right?
All right.
So let's look at one of the most common form of adoption in Liberia, which is not legal, it's not
Uh-huh.
documented. People sending their children to Congo people, native people, you know, yeah, that one was what, yeah, that's the most, that's maybe that's our version of adoption, I would say. Because
Right.
my uncle, he benefited from it, may his soul rest in peace. So, came from a river
How
system.
will you say he benefited?
Well, he benefited the fact that his mother and his father. See, if you read the size of this war, they will not recognize it, which means they were not educated. They were pure illiterate people. So when he was sent from the interior, he was sent. He was living with auntie. Then they sent him to the Mensco, the certain family called Mensco family. They were Congo people. He grew up. He grew up with a Mensco. That guy had the best education. He went to, I think, see the top school back. I'm talking about back in the 70s, maybe late 60s or 70s. He went to some of the best school, went to college, and you use that name. A real bastard name was Garaulo. But he put a Garaulo in the middle because at that time, back then, having that Congo name was like it gets you to places. Exactly. To change, you can link up with people, work in certain area. So he had a name in the middle, and you use it. And I will tell you, Fee, that guy was the breadwinner in our family. That guy, like everybody went to, he worked with the United Nations. He had a job when they had Unimill before they turned to Unmill. That guy, he used to live around Hotel Africa. I lived with him for over a year. So he was paying our school fees, and he was
the exception.
Yeah,
he was the exception.
Yeah, but there are people, see, there are majority of native people, we don't want to play the Congo native, but, just to train it, there are majority of them that came up with those people in the form of adoption, and some of them are, the thing. So, as much as you said, some of them were bad idea, then when you look at foster home or you look at adoption home in the United States, I can tell you a lot of horrible things that happen there too. So, if you're looking at our ratio, if we look at it, there are negatives and positive to it, especially between United States and America. So
no, I agree with you.
That's the point I wanted to come in. I just muted myself and the video because that's the point I wanted to come in. I come in. I think we get a few minutes to go now. We got almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Let me say that's the point I wanted to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adoption has its own positive and negative aspect.
Yeah.
Depending the kind of home
you end up in.
Some people use the adoption home for money making, not just only in the US, but for me, extensively, I have not have greater idea and understanding of adoption, how it goes on in the US. But with the little knowledge I have about it in from my country, I understand most of them were using it because if you go to some of the orphanages and you call them orphan, the children are more or less slave. Yes, some of them are more or less slaves. In fact, they serve
in the US too. That happened.
Serve the guardians' children. The children will lie down on a bare floor on a piece of mat while their children lie on mattresses. There are a lot of orphanages that are not even up to standard in Liberia, but yet because of the gullibility of the people in the system, the people just look at people and downplay on these things.
Yeah,
it's a way of violating our rights too as well.
It is.
Yeah, a lot of things that go on. Some of the orphanages say they got disadvantage and advantages. You have almost 50 children. You have maybe a titty person sleeping on a piece of mattress, and you call that one. So if that person grow up from that area, what you thinking? They would rather I stay with my mom.
Yeah.
So some people use it for money making, while others use it to really, really, really take care of people. So adoption from orphanage or foster home or whatever home you call it, they have their own advantages and disadvantages. Back home in Liberia, there are some people, organizations. You see, there's enough. I'm not praising, even though I'm not privileged to how the funding, how you get the funding, how you feed the children, but the Christ Victory International Mission, Children of Hope Orphanage, that's on the Ralphie Highway. The man make sure you feed them, they eat, get well in the yard, fence the yard, and he make the orphanage in a way that, you know, build an orphanage when you go there, the boys wing one side, the girls wing one side. They the big dining hall that everybody meet and eat. He do it in a way that with bunk beds. Each person you get a bunk in the boys room, you get about 3 bunk beds or 2.
But are they real orphans or they just adapted? Because orphan means you lost you want
well,
both or because you talk about money making. Some people can grab a group of children and just try to get funding for no NGO.
No,
and other people gotta be mindful too, though.
I agree. For because I was with them, I was with them, so I understand them. I was with them. I was with them. I understand them. I know 90 to 95% of the kids in that place, they are orphans. One of them, in fact, 2 of them used to live with me after they grew at the age and they had to go out. Those children, parent died. Their father died. Their mother could not afford. The orphanage took them. There are many of them. 90% are either motherless or fatherless. Both parents. One of the little girl used to be there. I don't know whether she's still there, but she speak now. I think she made 20s now. Because it's from the time, they imagine long time. That little child, she took her from one orphanage because she was not well taken care of until the Ministry of Health, Social Welfare brought her there to that orphanage. And when you saw her, she was completely malnourished. In fact, I don't know malnourished, but the medical people will know, but her whole body was like a swelling up because she was not eating. She was I think it's malnourished.
Yeah, malnourished.
But until they carried her to treat her, and that lady started coming to herself, you see her body structure start changing. So people use the orphanages. I agree. You strike a very good point. But people just grab people's children and put them together to get financial support from overseas. But the Christ Victory International Mission, COHO, they were not in our business. Yes, they got funding from overseas, but were directly benefited because I was there, doing my very young as finance accounting, assistant, administrative assistant. So I saw all this thing. I saw how the requisitions came, how the money came in, how this money. But many of the orphanages in Liberia, majority of them, they just hire on the canopy of orphanage.
Yeah,
people, children, which is not good.
I think the government should regulate it, but hey, that's just me. But to answer your question, going back, I know we kind of like went off topic. I think, well, not off topic, but that was good that we went to that. I don't think you should measure the gift because if I was the one, I would give them both equally the gift. Because both of them gave me something that money can't buy.
True.
One, my mother gave me life. True. She could have made the decision and say, you know what? I'm not putting myself through it. I know I don't have it anyway. Why am I doing it? Yeah. Like many people do. But she didn't. Now, yeah, she brought me into this world. She was obligated to take care of me. But she did take care of me indirectly by finding means for someone else who can afford, who's willing, and someone who cared enough to protect me. So my mom did a huge job in this situation now. What you give, right?
Yeah.
That person's mother did an extreme well to find someone to keep her child alive. So the mom is still the hero because it's not a small thing, especially being a mom now, like I can't imagine if I don't have it to take care of my kids, so have to give my kids away. Oh my goodness. That is a huge deal in life. Can you imagine the amount of years of pain and worrying and prayer, hoping that the person that she gave that child to will actually care for them as if that person carried that child? I feel like a lot of people should really sit and think deep. Life is not just black and white, it's deeper. So when you really sit and think about it, it was all calculated. And then also for God to that actually help that mother to be able to find that person that will protect that child. That alone, that mother deserves all the gifts that you can actually give her because she did her part. You never know. Maybe if she would have kept you, you would have died. You both would have starved to death. Or you would have went and lived somewhere and something happened to you and now you're no longer here. So I feel like people should have grace for their mom and their dads as well, you know.
So to you, I mean, do you believe it's a calculated risk that the mother take on adoption, even though you say
It is.
so because I mean, let's look at it 50-50. There's a
Yeah.
possibility too that
Yeah.
okay, mom is assuming that you the first the adoption people, I mean, good thing they got a system. I don't know, and then you in a healthcare business, you will know how to go through this process. They got to check maybe the person criminal record and other things, but still, it's still a risk that mom is taking. Though remember that mom sending you,
It is.
she is hoping. Now the Bible say, and the Bible
Yeah.
say, yeah, you got to open the church channel. Why we got this going? The Bible say all things work together for good for those that are in Christ and those that are called according to the purpose. So it
Yeah.
worked together. But then
Yeah.
you also, yeah. So mom is hoping that I'm giving because I don't want my child to starve. I don't want my child to grow up in the hood like me, get on drugs, prostitution. So I'm giving a child. But that's also some risks involved too. That's an assumption. That's a hope.
That's
So
a calculated risk.
okay.
But
So
I also want to hold you there because sometimes mom don't have a choice.
okay.
Sometimes the system, based on mom past history,
Mhm,
gotta take the kids.
mhm,
So I had a lady, she has about 7 children. She I used to manage them and really older than me. But if you see her, she looks so young. She's been clean and I like talking to them because it helps you kind of like see life differently, right?
mhm.
So she was telling me how many kids she have and that she's trying to do everything right to get her kids back. And as much as we might want to judge those people, a mom is still a mom.
True. I believe it.
Because once all those substance clears, reality hits. And the reason they keep doing it is because they don't want to face reality. So, but that lady, she was clean for a good 3-4 years. She was able to get a job.
Oh, that's good.
And she used to come to work all the time. And I asked her, I said, "You've been late lately. What's going on?" It's been like a whole month. She keep coming to work late. She's like, "Man, I don't sleep at night.
Oh yeah.
I keep worrying about my kids. Like I have 7. Can you imagine? It's been 20 years. I haven't seen my kids.
Wow.
Like I need." She used to call me Miss F. She called me Miss F. Miss F. If there's something you can do, man,
Oh
help
yeah.
me. We need to
Uh-oh.
figure this out. I can't sleep. This is why I'm late. I said, well, the first way how you start is showing up to work on time. If you show up to work on time, you start to build yourself to be responsible for something. Once you start doing it consistently, you will start looking at different things. Then you start working on getting a house. Live
Mm,
by yourself for a little bit. Pay your bills on time, just all those stuff. But I say this because no matter what, how your mom is, she might not know book or she know this or whatsoever. She is still your mom.
true. Absolutely.
just the fact that she brought you into this world, it is a deathbed. Once you find out you're pregnant, you're on your deathbed. I don't know why people get so like, oh, I'm gonna have the kids. It's gonna no until why don't they calculate? Why don't they count the child until that child is in the world? They don't. I remember when I first got pregnant, I was like, oh, I have a son. She's like, where is he? The lady was like, he's not out yet. Once he's out, that's a human being. But right now, you're hoping.
True.
And that brought
Yeah.
me to reality. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
We can try to close.
we gone 2 hours already.
Yeah, we'll try to
It
close.
was a great discussion.
Yeah.
But in conclusion, for me, from my end,
Yeah.
children should be obligated in supporting their parents in whatever way, morally, socially, economically, financially, whatever means, you are obliged to do that because they did it for you. Even if they didn't do it, let posterity judge them. But for you, play your part so that tomorrow society will not judge you.
Yeah.
Play your part as a child.
And God will not judge you.
God will not judge you on that. You're gonna do that. Do unto others
Yeah.
that you have them do unto you. Because if you neglect your parents today,
You
tomorrow
neglect the
your
gospel.
children are gonna also do that. What goes around comes around. Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you here tomorrow. Tomorrow we will come early, but on my show.
Yeah. We're gonna be
PM
jumping from show to show tomorrow.
Yeah, by 7 o'clock we will be here. By 6:45, I will set up and then start doing some jingles and playing. And by 7 o'clock we'll get the ball rolling. Hopefully we'll be here for 1 hour 15 minutes, and then right after that we'll jump straight into the fee show too as well. And then she'll go up and come and join the fee show. But we'll be having a discussion tomorrow with the Brand Association of Canada, the women group. So they're going to be here tomorrow discussing their upcoming National Women Convention here in Canada. So on that note, I'll beg to retire, and I'll see you tomorrow on another edition of the Fee Show. Bye-bye from my end. And
Oh, you guys in Canada?
yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Canada.
he's in Canada.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't
I'm
know.
in Maryland.
Oh, okay. I can live on the East Coast. I don't know.
Why?
Business.
I'm a Liberian. I'm sorry to say, guys, I'm a Liberian, but I don't like a big Liberian community. I feel so much go on. That's why I can't live. Yeah, I went to Minnesota, Brooklyn Center. I saw the people living fee like almost like Liberia jumping for each other.
Fee.
Oh
Fee
no.
Tomorrow, fee tomorrow there will be snacks.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, okay. There'll be snacks.
Yeah, question she asking. I say, yeah, tomorrow will be snacks.
So
all right.
Yeah, thank you. So my conclusion here is I just want to read this from the book of Ephesians. I mean, I know one Mother Day, but let me tell you, it's Father, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with the discipline. So the Bible says, children, obey your parents and
in the Lord.
In the Lord, for this is right. So, but it also say we should not be provoked.
Provoking them.
Yeah. So, yes, it is our obligation to take care of our parents, no matter what. But see, I just want, sometimes I think parents also should not be in a situation where, like I explained about the two women are living with their respective sons and daughters. We don't want, mothers should not put us in a situation where we will have to make a decision between our wives, between our husband and them. Yeah.
Right.
You say you watch a lot of the Nigerian show and you
see
it happen. So yeah, they should not put us as mom. We love you, we tell it, but we don't want you to put us in a situation where we have to make that decision. Then it kind of like psychologically, it kind of messes us up, and then it put us in a situation that is very, very bad. But we are obligated to take care of you, mother. That's obligation. Happy Mother Day. Thank you for having us. Happy Mother Day to Fee.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This is one of the club that I'm very proud to be part of, the Moms Club.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not easy. It's not for the weak.
Oh yeah. You gotta be ready.
It's not for the weak, but towards the topic, thank you guys so much for joining me on this topic. I definitely feel like children should be obligated to taking care of their their parents, but I also feel like parents should prepare for their old age.
Okay.
Parents should prepare for their old age. Um, there are some parents they don't prepare for their old age, and their kids take them. Their kids are vending on their own, and then also still have to take care of their parents while they're young, and still have to take care of them while they're old. So I also feel like parents should play their role. Be a parent, even if it's emotional support, physical support, play your role. And as a child, if your mom didn't play that role, you want to go to heaven, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go to heaven, you have to follow what the Bible says.
True.
We are to take care of the elderly, even if it's not your mom,
Yep.
even if it's not your dad. You are obliged to making sure the elderly are taken care of. And I think specifically, the Bible do talk about taking care of widows and things like that.
Yep.
So if the Bible talks so much extensively about old age, we are responsible for taking care of people that are old. Now, I also don't think parents should tell you how you should take care of them, especially when they're old.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to know that you can provide the necessity for them. Now your mom's saying, I want that gold ring, or they no, I'm gonna provide you your necessity. What you need, anything extra, if I'm able to, I will, but I'm gonna take care of your basic needs and make sure you're safe and healthy. Um, with that being said, moms rocks. Happy Mother's Day. It is amazing that moms survive everything, especially through childbirth.
Yep.
Make sure, not just today, every day, make sure every day you wake up, tell God thank you for your mom, because it is not easy, especially when you come home that first week. I will always remember that first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I cried. I was like, nobody told me about this. You
Yeah.
can't sleep. The love is just overwhelming that you can't let your baby sleep, and you both falling down and crumbling. But I really do enjoy Mother Days in the US because I feel like people really do oversight it, and I think it should be oversight as well. When Father Days come, we'll oversight you too.
Oh
But
yeah, you are right.
but
Nobody even talking about it. Sometimes my own children even forget to say happy Father's Day. What?
But no, and that's something I feel like people need to be mindful. We need to be appreciating dads too. Dads do a lot as well. But
Yeah.
while we're celebrating, we'll focus on mom for now. This is our day.
Yep. That's true. That's true. Fee. Yeah. Thank you for
I
that. Thank you.
want to say a very special happy Mother's Day to my beloved mother. I will call you. I know I've been busy. I haven't called you in 2 weeks, and she's probably like, "What happened to the lady here?"
Yeah. I mean, the move is the move is such a I hate moving.
Yeah.
I hate moving.
Oh man, we had to move. It was crazy. Before, so we were living in Delaware. My job moved me to Delaware. We came back to Maryland. We moved to that place temporary because we couldn't find a place. And then finally we found a place oh my God, it was just a lot. Ugh.
Yeah, too much stuff, man. Too much stuff.
Have to set up the internet, I said, no, I can't have a show. I was hoping to, but I couldn't. And then to go into work right after we moved, I had to go right after work.
Yeah.
But I made it. We're still unpacking. I'm sitting in my little corner here, doing my little show until I can set up everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate you always. Thank you to our viewers. I don't know what happened, but you guys, my page has been blowing up, a lot of follow. I don't know what happened. I posted some video. My page is going viral right now. It's crazy.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. So tomorrow be the continuation of the Mother Day or the Mother's Day or just
Yes. Yes. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about who are mothers,
okay.
who really are mothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That would be great. So
we'll understand all the dynamic today. We just wanted to kind of like understand, are we obligated?
yeah.
So that when people know that yes, you are, buy a man something tomorrow, yeah. Buy her one papa.
Yeah. I know. Yep. But one papa. Yep.
Buy her one lapa. Cook
Yeah.
some kind of food soup for her. Make sure
I want
they
to like.
can clean their house.
I want like bro since I've been in the United States over almost 10. I when I saw my mother over 10, 12 years. Oh, I felt so good.
Yeah.
I felt so good.
I always, there's one picture when I went to Liberia, I saw my mom that I took. That's that picture I'm posting. I remember that picture. I can still smell my mom right now taking that picture. The excitement I was in her. I surprised her. She didn't know. I went for there was some program going on and I went with them with the team. And I was in Liberia for 10 days and I'm like, what? I can't be in Liberia. I don't find my mom. What in the world? So I snuck out with some of the people and they drove me to my mom. I called her, I said, where you live? I don't know where you live, but where you live? She was in the market that time. I got there in this, I remember it was a Toyota raffle. Got there, I was sitting in the corner back there. My mom, she probably didn't even recognize me.
Wow.
And she's just looking like, who brought this car? And then she looked, I said,
yeah.
Man, I can just remember the whole mood. I'm planning a trip to Liberia. I have to go to LIB, man.
Yeah.
You know, go see all the people. You don't play with me and my mama's business. It's not fun.
Okay.
That woman been through a lot, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mom. I wish your wife, your daughters, they're gonna be future moms. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Pray for them. Always pray for mom for extra strength.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you hug your mom.
Okay, sure. All right, Fee. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.